Hi everyone, my name is Parth and I have secured an All India rank 35 in CLAT and 13 in AILET 2023. And this year I'll be joining National Law School Bangalore. And today, as you can see and read in the title, that I'll be taking a session on the proper way to analyze your mocks. Like we all know that analyzing your mocks is one of the fastest ways to boost your score, and like that is an area which most of the aspirants get wrong. So I'm here today to talk about the proper way to analyze your mocks so that you can boost your score both in the mocks as well as in the actual paper. So beginning, we would first see the outline for the session. First, I would discuss that what is the need to analyze, why you should analyze your mocks, and coming to analyzing a mocks, what is the correct way to analyzing a mock, and the things that you need to keep a track of while analyzing. After that, I discuss what to do once you have analyzed your mocks, and after that, I conclude the session. So the first question that arises is why you should analyze the mocks. So first of all, analysis helps you identify your strengths and weaknesses. One of my seniors told me that while giving the paper, you are only as strong as your weakest link. So unless you identify what your weakest link is, you cannot really work upon it. So um, according to me, a mock not analyzed is a mock wasted. You give a mock, you come home, and with the answer key, you analyze it, see where you went wrong, what you could have done better, and only that would help you improve in the next mock. After that, mocks are an experiment, and the analysis is the result of those experiments. Like if I talk about myself, I used to experiment a lot with my attempt strategy. Sometimes I would like attempt legal reasoning first. Sometimes I would attempt reading comprehension first. And analyzing the mocks made me understand what is the best strategy for me that I need to follow in my paper to score the best. And yeah, I couldn't have done it without analyzing my mocks. After that, analysis lets you understand where you could have saved time. So, like in this phase, when there is some time remaining for your CLAT exam, like we almost have 6 months, less than that, so right now your reading speed isn't the best. You still are improving in all aspects. So like if I talk about myself, I was slow for in economics passages. So whenever I used to attempt economics passages first or dedicate a lot of time to that, I didn't get enough time to dedicate to other sections and other passages where I could have scored better. So if you make such blunders in the mock exam and you analyze it, you can figure out, like I had figured out that I need to attempt economics passages in the last. So maybe for you it's just fiction passages or philosophy passages. So yeah, analysis is important. And when done over time, analysis also builds confidence because after you analyze a mock, you build a strategy on what to work upon. And when you analyze your next mock and see that your strategy is working and you see your score improve, so it really gives you a confidence boost that, yeah, you are on the right path. So, yes, that is why you should analyze mocks because there are a lot of plus points to it. And now coming to how to analyze a mock, first of all, pay special attention to the number of attempts and the overall accuracy. Because if you have a poor accuracy, then there is no point in like attempting 110 questions or 120 questions because after that, with a poor accuracy, you would only get negative score. Like you would lose a lot of marks. So मतलब करने कोई point नहीं है ऐसे. And if you have an amazing accuracy and you do not attempt enough, see, let's say you only attempt 60 questions and you have an excellent accuracy, that too won't work. So you need to strike the right balance between accuracy and the number of attempts. And that is where you need to pay attention while analyzing that where you went wrong. Was your accuracy good enough and you did not attempt enough? Or did you attempt too much with poor accuracy? So yeah, you need to pay attention to that. And you need to pay special attention to the number of attempts and accuracy of the reading sections because like as I said, you might get like there might be a section that is weak for you right now. So like for me, my CR was weak, so attempting a lot of questions in CR did not make sense for me. So if you keep track of that, then that would be great. And identify the areas of strengths and weaknesses. While you analyze the mock, you check your answers, you would understand that what topics you're getting wrong, what sections you're getting wrong, and what genre of passages you're getting wrong. Even in GK section, like when you attempt a mock and analyze it, you get to know like what topics are weak. So you need to identify that, and you can review time management. You realize that where you could have saved time, where you could have given more time. So just note down the time dedicated to each section while you're attempting a mock, because that would help in analysis a lot. And now coming, like before I proceed, I would just you can be a part of GK 101 and the Super 15 mentorship batch. I am a mentor at GK 101 right now, and you can get guided by me, like if you are interested in that. So just share my screen. These are the perks that you get by enrolling in GK 101. We have some amazing mentors over here and have like generated some amazing ranks this year. You get personal mentorship by NLSIU and NLUD mentors for CLAT and AILET, and access to one Zoom meeting with your mentor each week. So these are the perks, and you can just go through it once. After that, if you want to be mentored by me, you can use the code PD30 while enrolling, and you would be enrolled in my mentorship batch. So yeah, and you can contact these Chirkanshit, his number is given, and the GK 101 team, whose contact has also been mentioned. Now, coming to the correct way to analyze a mock, what you should do is first of all focus on the why and try to understand why you got a particular question wrong. Analysis does not mean that you just check your answers and see what you got wrong. Do not focus on the what, but focus instead on the why. That why you got a question wrong. What was your thought process while attempting that question that you got wrong? Like read the explanation to the question and see where you went differently, where your thought went differently. Like while attempting a legal reasoning question, did you apply external information, or did you read something in the passage that wasn't exactly mentioned in that way, or you understood something that wasn't meant to be understood that way? So focus on the why, focus on where you went wrong and not what you got wrong. Analyze each option. You don't just have to see what is the correct option, you also have to see what is the incorrect option and why that option is incorrect, because that builds that mindset and that thought process that I just talked about. While attempting a question, if you know why an option is wrong, it gets easier to eliminate, and the chances of getting that option correct or that answer correct increase that drastically. And align the thought process, read the explanation, see if that is the way you think while attempting a mock, that is the way you think while attempting a question. If not, where did you go wrong? Try and understand, because that would greatly boost your score. The correct way to analyze mock don'ts. What you should not do is, focus on what you got wrong. As I said, you need to focus on the why and not the what. Do not focus only upon the correct option, why the correct option is correct. You need to also focus upon why the incorrect option is incorrect. And do not simply read the explanation, rather try and figure out what you thought or did wrong to avoid it in the future. You need to improve. You need to understand where you went wrong. And things to keep track of while analyzing: number one, the types of question, you're getting wrong or the types of question you're getting right. If there's a certain type of question, for example, main point or strengthen or weaken, that you are getting consistently correct, then that is your like strong point, and you need to maintain it that way. And if there is a particular type of question, a particular variety of question that you're consistently getting wrong, then you need to practice more of that question. You need to revisit the theory of that question and improve on that, so that on the day of the actual paper, you are at your best. And you need to pay attention to the time dedicated to each passage or section. Like I said, to like focus on the time management and focus on your attempt strategy. The difficulty of the questions, sometimes you might just be having a bad day. Like you may have prepared well, you may necessarily not like a particular type of question may not necessarily be weak, and still you got it wrong because the mock was difficult. Sometimes the mocks are more difficult than the actual paper. So if that is the case, then don't worry, don't let the result get to your head. If you're scoring amazingly well, don't let it get to your head. And if you're scoring not so well, maybe poorly, then don't let that demotivate you, because you never know what would happen on the result. And analysis done, what next? Like after the analysis, what should you do? Once you have figured out what went wrong, you come up with a strategy to work on those areas or those sections. Like if your critical reasoning is weak, you pay attention to the theory, you specifically practice it more, you give sectional tests for critical reasoning. And is it time for a change? Maybe you've been sticking to a particular attempt strategy for too long, and now that your preparation has come further, maybe that strategy won't work. Maybe you're like attempting a reading section in the end, which isn't the ideal way, according to me. So yeah, mocks are for experimentation. Feel free to experiment, and the analysis is the result of those experimentation. So if an experiment does not work out, that's fine. You know finally that what you do not have to do on the exam day. A recommendation from my side, like after analyzing a mock, is that you create a table of this sort. You write the name of the section, the attempt, the number of attempts that you made, the number of correct answers, and the time taken. Because like this was recommended to me by a teacher, and this helped me a lot. So you can just copy this as it is. Maybe you could send it to the mentors at GK 101 or whoever your mentor is, and like they would create that plan that you need to follow to move forward and improve your score. And to conclude, mock analysis is important. Deal with it. You cannot skip mock analysis. I know it is boring. I personally found it boring myself, but that is mock analysis is one of the easiest ways to boost stressor. So deal with it, suck it up, and analyze your marks. And once again, this is if you want to join GK 101 or get mentored by us. Thank you.